Hey everybody, welcome to the Homestead. Glad you're here today. We're going to talk about something really interesting. I posted this picture the other day of this hamburger meat. Here it is. Here's the picture right here. Hamburger meat in Lawrence, Kansas, selling for about $30 for 2 pounds of meat. So basically $15 a pound. So 2 pounds of meat, averaging around $30 in Lawrence, Kansas. And I'm getting news from across my feeds and social media that this is the norm in a lot of places, and not everywhere. Some places it's still definitely higher than normal, but not this high. But in some places, the price of meat is skyrocketing based on what these marketers can actually provide to their customers, so these grocers. And if they can't get it, if they're having a hard time getting it, and the supply is low, they're having to pay more to get what little supply they have in, and that cost is being pushed over to the consumer, you and me. So I posted that the other day, and it got a lot of feedback on MeWe. And if you're not on MeWe yet, it is the alternative to Facebook. There's a lot of people that have jumped ship over there because they're sick and tired of the censorship that Facebook is giving. So check out MeWe. It's MEWE. Check it out. Google it. You'll find it. Register and join in the community. Also, so I posted that picture of the hamburger, and it got a lot of responses. And then I saw this picture today. Check this out. It says, there's not a meat shortage. It's just the big meat processing plants that are closed. Here's what you do. Team up with a few friends, contact a local farmer and ask to buy a steer. Have the farmer deliver the steer to the local butcher. The butcher will call you when the meat's ready. You pick up the meat and pay the farmer and the butcher. This way, you keep the local small businesses and farms going, and you end up with better meat. And all of that is true. You're going to end up with a better product. You're going to cut out the middleman. You're actually going to save money in the long run. How do I know this? I know this because this is what we used to do when we lived in St. Louis. We would contact a local farmer. This farmer was fanatical about his grass-fed beef. You might be able to find grass-fed beef. You might not. But beef is beef. If you want meat, go ahead and get it. And you're still cutting out the middleman. You're still going to get it for a cheaper price than buying all that meat at the local grocer for their prices. So do your own research, find a farmer, and then go ahead and buy that meat. So it's true, but this little meme right here, this picture, leaves out a detail that's very, very important. Where are you going to put the meat once you get it? What are you going to do with all that meat? So the other day, we have a solar-powered freezer here on the Homestead, and the freezer went out. Tim noticed that it wasn't working. We have a digital temperature gauge that we have on it, and he noticed that the temperature was going up on it, and the compressor wasn't running anymore. The light still said that the freezer was on, but the compressor wasn't going. And so I think the freezer's out. I'm like, oh man, what a time for that to happen. And so he's like, I guess I'll have to go tomorrow and get one. And so he went to Home Depot, stores, Lowe's, whatever it was. He went around and looked. He could not find a freezer. They were sold out. Places are sold out of freezers. Finally, just by sheer miraculous happenstance, someone at the store asked him, did you find everything you were looking for today? He says, well, actually, no, I was looking for a freezer, and you guys don't have any. And he said, well, actually, we have a couple. They just came in. They're just back here. And one of those freezers was the exact same size of the freezer we had that had, kind of crapped out on us. And so we got one. We got a freezer to replace the one that has shut down on us. So thankfully, he came back with a freezer. But it goes to show. Now, since that time, I have seen on my Facebook feed and other places online, and I think there was even a mention of it in Drudge Report that host all of those news headlines that you can go to, drudgereport.com, whatever it is. And freezers are being sold out across America because a lot of people are getting this idea right here where they say, we can go ahead and get our own meat. We can buy our own meat, and then we'll just store it. So everyone's going to the farmers. They're finding farmers. And also I'm seeing on my feed is that a number of all the butchers in our area are booked. I mean, they are booked until January of next year, some of them. So everyone's getting this idea. They can't get the meat at the market. And the meat at the market's crazy expensive. And they realize if they go directly to the farmer, outstanding, we can get the prices down and get a whole bunch of meat, but where are you going to put it? Well, there's a freezer shortage now in America. We can't find the freezers. You can't find the freezers. So freezer manufacturers are going to have to go to work. But if all the all if the factories are shut down and they're not making freezers. I don't know where all these freezers. I think we bought a Magic Chef freezer brand. That's what we got. But I mean, are they even in America? Are those factories even running? Wherever those factories are, whether they're in China, Taiwan, Mexico, Canada, U.S., are they even running to make more freezers? Or, I mean, man, there's no freezers. So what do we do? I don't know. Food preservation techniques, I guess, maybe. I have no idea. But it just shows the problem. And, you know, I don't know. This is a mess. This is really a mess. I was thinking about something else, too. And that is this. If there is this kind of work out there for butchers, because, you know, in fact, me and a neighbor of mine even, you know, contemplated with some other folks in the area that maybe we could have like a traveling butcher company, because there's a number of people who do this where they travel around with their tractor trailers and their equipment and they butcher on site for people who need butchering. There is a big market. So I get a lot of people who write into the Homestead channel here at American Homestead, and they ask, hey, Zach, you know, what's a good business that we could do on our homestead? Butchering. Do you know how to butcher? I've talked about butchering before. That book I mentioned there's a video I posted just a few days ago where I talked about all the books in the homestead, and there's a really good butchering book in there. You should learn how to do that. But if you know how to butcher, if you have an idea, if you're good at, like, listen, all the animals come apart the same way. Okay. So if you know how to take apart a deer, okay, and do it efficiently and well, then you can take apart a cow. It's just a bigger job. That's all it is. Same with any animal. But I'm just saying that there is a huge market out here for this. And not only that, let's just say, for example, there's a shortage right now of freezers. I mean, we go to a recycle center that we have in the county, and they have all kinds of, you know, old appliances that are sitting around there. Let's just say, and every time you go there, there's going to be old freezers that get dropped off. I also used to volunteer. I still volunteer, you know, not lately, but because of all this virus stuff, but volunteer at a local food pantry. Then they had all kinds of, you know, drop open freezers, whatever. And they would always break down, and they have to replace them here and there, you know, throughout the years. So there's a lot of freezers out there that need repair. If you're a handyman, if you're good with that kind of thing, if you can tinker around and figure out how to fix some of these freezers, you will sell them, because there's a shortage here. And who knows how long it's going to take before these freezers get, you know, the manufacturers and the factories get going again to produce these freezers for the public. And there's a high demand because people want to be able to buy meat directly from the farmer, but they have nowhere to put it. What are they going to do? They can't find a freezer at the store. They're sold out. And I've seen, again, numerous articles talking about this. Once, you know, Tim came back and told me, my father-in-law came back and told me that he had a hard time finding a freezer. It was only by chance that he got one. You know, amazing, miraculous answer to prayer that it was the exact same size as the one we needed. And so there's a market out there. People are asking me, Zach, what kind of job can I do on the homestead? Well, if you're a handyman, if you're good with electronics, if you're good with repair, maybe start repairing freezers. Go to your local recycle center. They'll be happy to maybe take that off their hands. You'll probably get it for basically the weight of the metal that's in there, and take it home, see if you can tinker with it and get it going, and then sell it. Start with one, start with two. Maybe that's a business opportunity for you. And then second, are you good with butchering? Because right now there seems to be a really high demand. All the butchers right now are booked, some of them, until next year. It's only springtime of this year, and they're booked. So maybe start a butchering business. If you know what you're doing and you know how to do it, and you can do it efficiently and cleanly and effectively and produce a good product for your customers. Honestly, that's another thing about butchering. People are always asking, you know, because butchers sometimes have a bad reputation if they can do it honestly and not keep back some of the finest cuts of meat. So anyway, all that to say, leave your comments below. I want to know what you're thinking. This is what I saw. I figured I'd do a quick video, jump on here, do a quick video about all of this stuff going on, because the meat shortage is causing other shortages as well. It's causing a shortage of butchers that are out there who are able to butcher meat for people, for the end user, for the consumer. And it's also producing a shortage of freezer space, because if you're going to have all that meat, I mean, we used to do this in St. Louis. We'd go and we'd buy a full cow or a half a cow, and you had to have a large freezer because that's a lot of meat, and it'll last you, you know, a year. I mean, it'll last you a long time, but you got to have somewhere to put it. leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. If you're out there experiencing any of these things, I want to know about it. I want to hear about it in the comments. Also, hit that like button before you go and let me know where you're watching from. What part of the country? Tell me what you're seeing. I want to be able to research some of these things and kind of, I want to hear about your experiences with all this shutdown and all the nonsense that we're seeing here today. Also, check out our sponsor. It's Zurvita Zeal. We'll have a clip coming up right after this. And our shirts, the Homesteader shirts, are for sale. You can see them in the description below, link in the description below. And one other thing, we have a new garden program. So a lot of new gardeners out there, if you're interested in gardening and you want to learn some of the ropes, there is a link for a garden course in our description. If you sign up with that garden course, it's going to put you a few steps ahead of somebody who's just starting out. You're going to get a lot of experience just by hearing some of the different stories from some really experienced gardeners. So check that out. If you're interested in gardening, sign up for that garden course. Link in the description below. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on American Homestead.
Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zurvita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.